Hello, my friends. This is Desiree Mangendog here. I am the author of the I Am Fabulous book, as well as the I Am Fabulous Tear Pad, which has a phenomenal protocol. And today I'm here to teach you how to teach this tear pad. You can actually go along with me and go through the protocol yourself on this webinar, but I'm giving you all this extra little information if you have a desire to get this tear pad and then teach it to people in your organization, to your friends and family members and in general. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the PowerPoint for this. So my background, actually before I do that, my background is in Chinese medicine. I'm a licensed acupuncturist and herbalist, and I also do energy work, as Chinese medicine is basically energy work. Our goal is to basically get free flow in all of our meridians and our organs, and to make sure that qi and blood and everything is moving at a nice pace, nice rhythm. And in Chinese medicine, when we do not have free flow, that is when pain begins. That is when disease starts. And so I've learned a specific kind of Chinese medicine. It's called classical 5-element acupuncture. And that style of Chinese medicine has this core philosophy that 99% of illnesses are actually rooted in the spirit. So that means it's rooted in our thoughts and our emotions. If you haven't heard this phrase before, wherever focus goes, energy flows. So when we are in a state of worry, for example, in Chinese medicine, worry knots the qi. And when it knots the qi, it creates stagnation and congestion, and so hence there is no flow. So some people who tend to worry and overthink, it can obstruct the stomach and affect digestion. So what we're going to do today is use essential oils on specific points of the body as instructed through this I Am Fabulous tear pad. There's specific essential oils and locations to apply, and it's all written here, so you don't have to memorize anything. And we are going to get rid of some common stagnations that I find people have. So when they are finished with this tear pad, this protocol from the tear pad, usually people are going to feel a lot lighter. They're going to feel as if like a heavy weight has been lifted off of their chest, maybe even their shoulders. They're going to have a little brighter vision. Their mind is going to feel clearer and also feel empowered too. So we're going to dive into it now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. Let's see. Share screen. Ooh, let me put that down. Okay, and then bear with me, guys. Slideshow, play from start. There we go. All right, so this is just the tear pad. We're gonna just, break it down in chunks. So here it is. I'm Fabulous, essential oils and emotional well-being. Oh, I think I clicked on this. Perfect. All right, so why are we using essential oils for emotional well-being? Well, essential oils have this incredible ability to move energy, to move qi. And just like that's what the needles do. The needles move qi when there's stagnation. And I've just discovered that essential oils have the ability to do that too. So why are we using them? Our emotional well-being is very important. I love this quote that Tony Robbins said, that he said, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the quality of emotions that you experience on a daily basis. So when you are feeling hopelessness and despair and frustration and anger and guilt, and that is coloring your life so much, then it's definitely going to affect the quality of your life and affect your behaviors and as well as your results. So our emotions greatly affect our physical health, our hormonal balance, and the energy that we need to function from day to day. Our physical, relational, spiritual, and professional success is dependent upon emotional maturity and our ability to handle obstacles. That is something I am so passionate about, is to teach people emotional maturity. I don't think we've been taught that in schools, and we certainly, many of us haven't been taught by our family members. So if you want to experience peace and empowerment, you have got to understand and be aware of your thoughts and your emotions. And to be able, and obstacles always come into our lives all the time. So rather than being so reactive to every little thing that comes your way, how wonderful would it be that you have grace? No matter what obstacles it is, you have grace with them. Okay, so emotional wellness allows you to become the best version of yourself and definitely make your dreams come true. And when you have more perspective and you have wisdom and you have clarity and you have confidence, right? And you believe in yourself, oh my goodness, then everything is possible for you. But when you don't believe in yourself and you're unsure and it's hard for you to make decisions, your level of living that highest version of yourself is very limited, okay? All right, so here we go. What are we doing in this class? I'm going to move this around so you guys can see. We are going to walk through some protocols by applying these specific essential oils to acupuncture points to remove common blockages. So we're going to go over basically 4 sections. We're going to address overwhelm and fears too, and then increasing your self-esteem, as well as giving you more clarity and standing in your power, where you are standing in your confidence and you're going out and just projecting yourself out into the world. And then after we're finished with the protocol, I'm going to give you recommendations on how to navigate the I Am Fabulous book. Now, in this class, you do not need to diffuse essential oils. It says right down here. Okay, ooh, let me see. Ooh, 1 second. This is really cool. I didn't know I could do this. Yeah, see that? Please do not diffuse oils. So the essential oils we're using are very strong and powerful, and it's doing so much work. It's shifting so much stagnation and energy that you don't need to add additional diffusing of essential oils. And here's another thing. If you are teaching this to a class, please provide water. Very important to provide a lot of water, because usually people get thirsty when they're going through these shifts. Awesome. Ooh, how do I get rid of this now? Oh, goodness gracious. I am so not good with, I can do this. Yay. All right. So how to eliminate overwhelm, okay? So that's the first section. So to eliminate overwhelm, we are going to use Melaleuca. If you don't remember anything from this class, I will say one of the most essential oils important essential oils to help with negative self-talk and just kind of spiraling down that rabbit hole of darkness. Melaleuca, Melaleuca, Melaleuca. It is such a cleansing essential oil. And one of the things it does is that it takes, because usually when the way we think about the world and our circumstances and the emotions that we feel, it's been on repeat for many days, weeks, months, years. So it's a pattern that you're used to. Like, you actually have to do sadness. You have to do fear, just like you would do faith and confidence and hope. It's a practice. So nobody is a victim to a specific emotion or state of being. You have to learn the pattern and reinforce it and reinforce it to be really great at hopelessness. Got it? So one of my favorite essential oils is Melaleuca to help interrupt the pattern. It's kind of like when you have a CD and you scratch the CD or the DVD. And once you do that, it doesn't play anymore, right? So that's what Melaleuca is essentially doing, is it's scratching the music that's playing in your head. So with Melaleuca, we're gonna apply it on a few locations. And with every single one of these, you can have it diluted. You can use the Melaleuca Touch or incorporate fractionated coconut oil. So none of these essential oils have to be applied neat whatsoever. So if you have sensitive skin, for sure use the Touch or add the fractionated coconut oil. So with the Melaleuca, we're gonna apply it on the back of neck as well as the throat, okay? And then the heart space. And when I say the heart space, it's actually on the sternum between the breasts. And then also around the belly button, okay? Around the belly button. So Melaleuca, you probably know that it's a disinfecting essential oil. So it cleanses, it basically disinfects our spirit in a way. And it cleanses out attachments, things like people or circumstances or commitments or anything that is not nourishing for us. Because the reality is, and I'm guilty myself, I have been overcommitted to so many things that I don't have any business being a part of, or allowing people into my life that don't deserve my energy and my time because they're coming from a space of like taking advantage and all of that, right? So that's what Melaleuca does, is it cleanses off your body all of these attachments that are no longer serving you. And it helps you with the process of letting go. You know, some of you may, after doing this, might have this urge to like clean out your house, for example, and get rid of some junk and some clutter, whereas, you know, before it would just stay there and you're like, oh, I'll get to it later. So that's one possible great side effect of doing this I'm Fabulous protocol. So Melaleuca, you can dilute it, put it on all those areas, back of neck, throat, heart, and around the belly button. And those of you who are teaching, you can actually just get all the oils from this class, from these protocols, and either do touch rollers or create diluted roller bottles for all of them. They don't need to be strong at all. So if you do like a 10 ml roller bottle, like you could do maybe 15 drops of the essential oil and fill the rest of the 10 ml roller bottle with fractionated coconut oil. And you can just carry like a little bag of, this is my oils for the I Am Fabulous TerraPad when I teach this class, and then this is what we pass around the class to use, so you don't have to dip into your stash, okay? Cool. So that is going to help with eliminating overwhelm. Next, we're going to move on to oregano. Okay, so oregano, this is gonna be 1 drop on the top of the head, so you can use the oregano touch is fine, or mix it with fractionated coconut oil, because it is definitely a hotter oil. It does not need to be neat unless you feel the need to. So this one helps with, the way I like to describe it is, it helps with quieting the ego. So it helps you to step outside of yourself to get some perspective and see the bigger picture, so that you can see reality and you can see what needs to change. You can see what your contribution has been, what somebody else's contribution has been to the situation, and you'll just have a lot calmer approach to some difficult circumstances that are coming your way. So it creates an open mind and flexibility to make those necessary changes for your personal growth. So that's going to be on the top of the head. I love applying essential oils on the top of the head. It absorbs actually throughout the whole body very quickly. This is because of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, but it also goes to the brain very well too. So when I need to stop that negative criticism, like I talked about Melaleuca, sometimes I'll just put Melaleuca right at the top, and oregano is fantastic as well, just right at the top of the head. Okay, awesome. So next, oh no, like this, there we go. Next is we're going to use cypress. So we are still in the section of eliminate overwhelm. Okay, So cypress, this is going to be applied on the inside of the elbow creases. So you just put a drop there and just rub it across, and a drop here, rub it across, or if you have a cypress roller, just roll it across the inside of the elbow creases. This is the lung, pericardium, and heart channels. So this will go to the chest, and of course when you have things going to the lung and the heart, then it gets circulated throughout the body very quickly too. So cypress is an incredible cleansing oil. It powerfully moves stagnation, especially people who are really stuck and stubborn in old ways of doing things, old ways of thinking, old ways of being. So it's wonderful for people who are constantly feel like they're butting heads with life, right? Constantly fighting life, rather than living this graceful, effortless, living in the flow kind of experience. So it creates fluidity of the spirit. It is the oil of motion and flow. So whenever you feel stuck, make sure to incorporate cypress. It is one of those like kick your butt, get things moving and going, whether you like it or not. All right. So that is cypress for you. So that is the whole eliminate overwhelm section. Next, we are going to go into the boosting self-esteem. I love this section because that's something that breaks my heart. A lot of times I see women and men who don't have a lot of self-confidence and have a hard time loving and accepting themselves. So that's what we're addressing here with the boosting self-esteem section. So we're going to start with fennel, and fennel is going to go on the inside of the wrist creases. You can also just put a drop there and then just rub the wrist together too. So fennel, it helps you to connect with your personal needs and cause you to say yes to you, yes to the things you want, yes to the things you need. It brings freedom because it gives you permission to let go of unnecessary responsibilities and helps you to be very honest with yourself. And that courage, it also, like another cool part of fennel, is that it develops this courage to speak up and to speak your truth too and live in alignment with yourself. So people who tend to be shy and or pushovers and just kind of say yes to everyone just to make sure everybody's happy, then fennel is definitely one of those oils you want to incorporate on a regular basis. And it doesn't even take long. Use fennel for about a week or so. You'll see some major changes in like standing up for yourself and starting to like schedule self-care time, for example. So very powerful and affordable essential oil that fennel is. All right, so that's the first part of it. And then the next part of the boosting self-esteem is we're going to use two essential oils here, bergamot and grapefruit. Remember I said you could totally put this in a roller bottle and dilute it and then put like a bergamot and a grapefruit sticker on there for your classes. I would say maybe do like 10 bergamot and 10 grapefruit, and then fill in a 10 ml and then fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil, and that could be your roller bottle for this class. Now what you're going to do, if it's neat, you can just do one at a time. Put one drop bergamot and then one drop grapefruit in your hand and just rub it right on the solar plexus. So the solar plexus right here, that's the core of your belly. So it's going to be probably a couple of inches, 2 to 3 inches above your belly button, depending on how tall your torso is. But it's, you know, when you do abdominal crunches right at the core, that center point, that is your solar plexus. And this is the seat of your confidence right here. And you know, you have a lot of serotonin receptors in the gut. So a lot of your emotions are felt right here in the gut. So these oils show you how to love yourself unconditionally, that deeply and completely love and accept myself. That's what bergamot and grapefruit is helping you to do. Helps you to honor your needs, experience that total self-acceptance, falling in love with you. All right? And when you genuinely love who you are, your confidence naturally increases. And then the people around you feel it. And then you become very attractive and magnetic to others. So bergamot, that increases optimism, increases self-acceptance, increases hope. And then grapefruit, that's the oil of honoring the body. So it helps you to honor yourself. Okay, and not put yourself in situations that are harmful for you. or compromising. Okay. All right, so that is boosting self-esteem. So then on the back, so this is actually the back of the tarot pad now. So we're in the third section because there's 4 sections total. So the third section is the clarity and vision. So getting rid of some of that mental clutter and giving you this vision for how to proceed forward from here. Now, the first essential oil we're going to do is Douglas fir, and I'm going to have you put it on the back of your neck. So 1 drop on the back of your neck. Douglas fir is wonderful for breaking some destructive habits that cloud your thinking and the vision for yourself. So it allows for divine wisdom and guidance too. It just opens up the brain so that you can hear divine inspiration. It brightens your mind, and so that you can see this pathway that you should be going on, like, oh, I should be doing this first, and this second, and this third, and fourth, and it becomes very obvious what your next steps are. Or maybe it's this way because it's backwards. All right. So awesome. All right. It helps you to gracefully transition into a new way of being, because Douglas fir is the oil of new beginnings. It creates a new start for you. I love it to create better habits as well. The next one for clarity and vision. So this, the Douglas fir was very much so about the clarity and vision. Oh, actually, they both are equally very great for clarity and vision now that I think about it. Yeah, so it clears away those thoughts that confuse and distract us from our life's mission. So spearmint is the oil of clarity and confident speech too. So between the two, they're both of these, well, actually, this one's gonna go on the top of the head. So Douglas fir goes on the back of the neck and spearmint goes on top of the head. However, I will say this, I do Douglas fir on the top of my head very often. Very often. I'll just throw in this little thing for you. I love Douglas fir on the top of the head and then patchouli on the bottoms of my feet. It helps me to get that clarity, right? And then the patchouli is the oil of physicality. It helps you to manifest things into physical reality. So I get that clarity, and then I got the patchouli to get me grounded and actually bring to fruition what I want to. But that's extra credit. I just wanted to share that because I feel like I needed to. But for this protocol, Douglas fir goes on the back of the neck and spearmint goes on top of the head. So it does brighten the mind, clear the mind, and make sure to get rid of any mental clutter that is going to distract you from staying on course with that divine path that you're meant to go on. Also, it helps with speaking eloquently. So like you take these ideas that you're getting, right? And to be able to deliver with words these ideas in a way that people can hear you and understand you, and also not just hear you, but that it's penetrating their hearts, that they're really listening to what you have to say. So you will speak from a space of sincerity and confidence and the ability to express your vision to others. Wonderful. Okay, so then the last section of the I Am Fabulous Tarot Pad is project yourself. Now with this, I have given this instruction. You could double this if you want to do a 10 ml roller bottle. So in a 5 ml, for example, because this does not have to be neat, I do recommend putting them together in a roller bottle because they're also very hot. So do 5 drops each of ginger and cinnamon in a 5 ml and fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil, or do 10 drops each in a 10 ml and fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. So what we're going to do is take that little combination of the ginger cinnamon roller bottle and you're going to apply them in 2 places. You're going to roll it on your solar plexus as well as the inside of your wrist creases. So both areas, solar plexus and the wrist creases. So remember, the solar plexus is about your confidence, right? It's a seat of your self-confidence, your willpower. And then the inside of the wrist creases houses the lung and pericardium and heart channels. So we want to increase your your heart fire, all that passion and excitement and enthusiasm, right? And this desire to live out your purpose too. So when you apply here on the wrist, it's going to go to your lungs and your heart space. And Ginger's the oil of empowerment. It's one of my favorite ones for procrastinators. So if you tend to, maybe be lazy or not give it your all, you could give more, but you've just been giving like a smaller percentage of what your capabilities are, then Ginger helps you to just step in it, stand in it, and just go all in. And it's very difficult to do nothing when you use Ginger. It makes you move. It makes you get things done. The things that matter, I'm not talking just busy work. We're talking about work and art that matters. So, and on top of that, Ginger, it increases your courage too, so that no matter what obstacles come your way, that nothing or no one will stand in the way of your divine mission and purpose. So very beautiful combination, ginger and cinnamon, and also wonderful in the diffuser. I love doing ginger, lemon, and cinnamon. This is a little extra credit that's not in the Tarot Pad, and you don't have to teach in this class, okay? Awesome. So those are the 4 main sections of this protocol. Now, this is designed for this protocol to be done once. And now if people love it so much and they want to do it again, absolutely, they could totally do it again and again and again if they like. It's not necessary though. So the protocol is just kind of a reset, all right? It's a reset, and then we're going to reinforce and even deepen these changes where it's very long lasting, like, because I love to create permanent change, not just like, oh, maybe it will be good for a month and then we go backwards into our old ways. I'm not into that. So you will notice after you finish the protocol, there is a recommendation of blends to use from the I Am Fabulous book. So let's go ahead and click to the next slide. Oh, that's right here. I just went ahead. So yes, the protocol in this webinar is designed to be applied one time, and then you move on to the recommended blends from the I Am Fabulous book. But any part of this webinar can be repeated if desired. I mean, you could obviously take like the cinnamon and ginger and use that ongoing if you like. However, that's what the I Am Fabulous blend will be accomplishing later on. So here we go. So here are the recommended blends from the book. So you're going to use each one of them for 2 to 4 weeks. Now, if you read the beginning of the book, it says anywhere from 1 week, it could be 1 week, up to 6 weeks. That's the span that I've noticed. So 1 week, if you are just like very open to change and you're ready and it's moving. You are moving so fast and you're noticing the changes in your life very quickly. So maybe 1 week is enough. But I noticed the average is about 2 to 4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks of using it. And you will know internally when you have really embodied that blend. Like, so we're going to first start off with release your fears or bye-bye baggage. You can do both actually, or you can pick one. It's up to you. So you're going to need to use it typically 2 to 4 weeks. And you got to use your intuition, okay? There is no hard rules here because it just depends on how open you are to change and how ready you are for change and how responsive you are to these blends. So for people who are very stubborn and do not like to change and they just kick and scream through all their phases in their life, then maybe that's someone who may need to use the blend for 5 to 6 weeks before they move on to the next recommendation. I will say though, in the I Am Fabulous book, you can use up to 3 blends at a time. And then once you feel like you got those down, then you move on to the next set of 1 or 2 or 3 blends, up to 3. You don't have to do 3, it's just up to 3. This here is a general guideline. It makes a lot of sense and you will definitely get results if you follow this guideline. If you don't want to follow this guideline, that's cool too. This is not like a hard, fast rule. I provided these recommendations for those who get overwhelmed easily, or, because I have 45 blends in the book. They're like, I don't know where to start. What do I do? So anyone who is in that boat, then you have this guide right here for you to get you started. And by the time you finish all of these 5 blends, well, every 2 to 4 weeks, then your intuition should be on point and you will know what blends you need moving forward, okay? So this is just a general guideline. You can follow it or you can do whatever else you want. It's up to you. So the first 2 to 4 weeks, you're gonna do release your fears or bye-bye baggage. And these are clearing blends. So letting go more of limiting beliefs, okay? And interrupting patterns. And there's a lot of clearing like melaleuca and lemongrass and Siberian fir. Oh, by the way, in the book, if you have a printing that says white fir and doTERRA no longer offers white fir, you just substitute it for Siberian fir. It is the perfect substitution. I think it works even better. So just be rest assured, it's okay if it says white fir. The next printings will have Siberian fir in it. All right, and then after you do release your fears and bye-bye baggage to let go of toxic thinking and limiting beliefs and just low frequency emotions and thoughts, then you're gonna go ahead and nourish yourself with either I love myself or soothe the soul. Okay, just so you know, Soothe the Soul, it is one of my top favorite oils too, or blends. And it is wonderful for someone who has dealt with a lot of grieving and loss and pain from that. It could be even like once you've moved and you grieve the loss of, where you used to live, or you had a job change, or you lost a friend, for example, or a partner. Soothe the Soul is amazing. So either one, I love myself, so that you can begin to build this self-acceptance, self-love, or soothe the soul. And then after you do that for 2 to 4 weeks, or really the range is, 1 to 6 weeks, but 2 to 4 is average, and that's why I put it here on the tear pad. The next 2 to 4 weeks, you're gonna choose either I am free or on my path. When you feel like you're trapped in your situations, I definitely would recommend I am free. If you need more clarity on your divine purpose, then on my path would be the more recommended one. Now, after you do that, the next 2 to 4 weeks, you're gonna transition into the I Am Fabulous blend, which is the signature blend for the book. Now, this is wonderful for really just increasing your confidence and your love, your self-love, but not just that, it's going to take you out. So it's basically embodies the project yourself section of the protocol from the tear pad. So this is going to get you moving outwards and expressing who you are and sharing your message to the world and sharing your gifts and talents. And it's very invigorating. It gives you a lot of energy too. It's an awesome blend. And then the final recommendation, you can use either Manifestor's blend or Momentum. Manifestors, if you're ready to give birth to something, give birth to a project, give birth to a business, could be give birth to a baby even, or Momentum, let's say you, like I'm Fabulous, could have kicked off some of that initial movement in whatever you're creating, and Momentum is just gonna carry that movement forward and help you to continue to soar and rise. Okay, so there you have it. I give these options just in case, depending on what oils people have. I really don't have substitutes for my blends in terms of, hey, what oil can I substitute for this? So please don't send me questions asking that. You just need to get the essential oils, okay? But the only substitute that I'm talking about today is the white fir. You can sub that with the Siberian fir, or you can use white fir if you still have that one. Awesome. Let me see if there is another slide. There we go. So following the sequence of blends from the I Am Fabulous book will accomplish these things. And by the way, what I'm reading here is the tear pad. It's the last section of the tear pad. It will help release limiting beliefs, heal the heart from the pain of rejection and disappointment, provide clarity on your divine purpose, build confidence, create momentum as you project yourself out into the world. It is time for you to live your highest and best self, share your talents with humanity, because the world needs you to be fabulously you. Love it. Awesome, awesome. Great. All right. I'm going to stop the share real quick. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed that. It is a very, very powerful protocol. And remember, have water available for your attendees because people do get very thirsty. I will say some couple of things that are important to discuss. Now, for 24 hours after doing this protocol, it is possible that people may have some detox reactions. And when I say detox reactions, I'm speaking of people could be a little bit more emotional. Most of the time, people feel a lot lighter and they feel very vibrant and they feel energetic. I mean, it's incredible the night and day difference from before you start the class till after they're done with the protocol. So people love this. And this is an opportunity for you to get people enrolled in the essential oils. At the very bottom of the back of the tear pad, it does say here, would you like to explore your options to purchase essential oils? So I would recommend if someone's not enrolled, and always have your kit sheets with you so people can enroll if they like. So other symptoms. People might have some crying spells. They might have rage spells. They just might have some just emotions, trapped emotions that come to the surface. So please let them know that anything is fair game for 24 hours after the end of the protocol. So if they get mad, if they get sad, it's totally normal. Usually they're just a few minutes long and it passes. One way to kind of speed up the detox process that I recommend is for people to use, take an Epsom salt bath. And you can use some essential oils or not. I mean, if you're going to use oils, I would say balance. That would be it. With the Epsom salt bath, mix it together and put it in the bath, or no oils because they've already used a lot of oils from the protocol. So Epsom salt bath helps to speed up that night when they go home to take it, helps speed up that detox process so they don't have as many emotional outbursts, basically. And let's see, some people might get tired a little bit, maybe head tension could happen. It's possible. Anything is possible. So, but all of that stuff typically clears within 24 hours. Tell them to drink more water than they normally do. That also helps to flush everything out, okay? And then you can have your books with you. Have the I Am Fabulous books so that people can purchase those books right there. We do have a new printing of the labels that correspond to these blends, like the blends that I recommended, where it's a page of just the label so that some people can make the roller bottles right there. Maybe you want to offer that to your attendees where they can make the roller bottles there and then have all the labels that are necessary. So the label basically has multiple release your fears, multiple bye-bye baggage, multiple I love myself, multiple I'm fabulous, and so on. So it's got multiple of those, so it's really great for a kit. And you can get personal kits and you can get class kits that are all available too. They should be available at bearnature.com, BEAR nature.com, as well as oillife.com and aromatools.com and maybe Your Oil Tools, Amazon. They're everywhere, so you can find them. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this clarified the whole protocol for you and how to proceed forward and how to use the I Am Fabulous book. You can get more information on www.desireemangandog.com to see what other things that I have to offer, as well as you can follow me on Facebook. My business page is Desiree Fabulous Mangandog, and then go follow me on Instagram. It's also at Desiree Mangandog. It's pretty easy. I think I'm starting my Pinterest now too. So it's all Desiree Mangandog. Very simple, so that you can get really great tools on how to use essential oils in the most creative ways for your emotional well-being. I do a lot of videos on Facebook and I do a lot of like diffuser blends on Instagram. So I have different content in different places, and I would love to bless you with all of these amazing tools. Thank you so much for joining me, and be fabulously you.